This podcast contains explicit content.
Let's begin the show by starting it.
Hardly focused.
This podcast is hardly focused.
Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things?
Dissecting the news, one tangent at a time.
Settle back, fire up the color teenies, watch the pictures, and hear the sounds as they fly through the air.
Thanks again for that ketchup!
I'm tired. My legs hurt. Can I go to the bathroom? Roger, you smell like gas. I need to go to the bathroom.
Hello, this is Mole Man in the morning. Good Mole Man to you. Today, part 4 of our series of the agonizing pain in which I live every day.
Hello, and welcome to Hardly Focused. You can get us at hardlyfocused.com. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We are on your favorite podcast app. You can just search for Hardly Focused. And we're also on the YouTubes. You can find our YouTube channel at hardlyfocused.com/YouTube. Trying something new today. I've got a Zoom room going. And if this doesn't completely shit the bed, you can see myself, you can see Mr. Froment, and Mr. Mike Tarara.
All of us in the same room.
Yes, just separated by a couple of walls.
Yep. It gives some insight into how we're doing this remote podcasting thing. I figured for the three of you out of our 6 who watch our YouTube videos, you can see more than just me on the screen. Fro having fun with the virtual backgrounds.
Oh, I love it.
What is your shirt
flickering
now?
in the wall on occasion? So you got some nice mountains over there in the background, and my shirt. I really enjoy the fact that my shirt is this lovely valley.
Yeah, that's great.
I also like the fact that your microphone is also picking up a part of the superimposed image.
It'll adjust as it goes along, I guess.
I gotta close my window over here because I'm all dark while you guys are all light. I just want to point out too, since everyone can see it. There we go. Since everyone can see it, so Mike has his little mini home studio there that he's using some of my equipment, and then Fro with his awesome setup that he's got in his bedroom with the Yeti microphone there. So. Oh
yeah, I'm living in the grandparents' house like a true 30-year-old weeb.
He's saving up for that cabin in Montana, or I'm sorry, Wyoming.
There you go.
I got to start a book club.
And hey, listen, because we've proven that remote podcasting here can be done, you can still do it while you have your book club going in Wyoming.
It's true. The world of remote possibilities has never been more open.
My computer sounds like a jet engine a plane getting ready to take off, but whatever.
Maybe you should clean it once every 10 years.
Maybe I should. Yeah, you know what? Anytime I complain about my computer being loud, I realize, hey, I don't too often take a can of compressed air to it.
An inch of just caked on dust everywhere.
I am a little
5,000 RPMs.
I'm a little afraid to unplug it, just because anytime I unplug anything from this computer, things don't tend to work correctly when I plug them back in.
What you need to do is just clean off 2 blades of dust and leave the other dust on there. So
oh, nice and unbalanced. Okay. Yeah.
It shreds itself, destroys the entire computer.
Yep. I would like to begin this episode by telling you guys what a stupid asshole I am.
And it's different from every other day of the week because...
So yesterday I'm outside with Cooper on the deck, and it was beautiful out. So I open up the deck umbrella and I'm outside actually doing show prep for this episode. And we're out there. I actually had my sprinkler going, so I was watering the lawn. So after maybe about like a half an hour, pack everything up, and I go inside, and I'm now sitting in the studio doing more show prep, and I look outside, and all of a sudden someone turned the lights off. It is dark outside, and a storm was rolling through, And I realize, as I can see the drops of rain start to fall, I realize, hey, I left the umbrella open on the deck. So I think about it. I'm like, do I want to go outside and put it down because it's going to start raining? Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This shouldn't be too bad. This will be over quickly. It got very windy, and that storm picked up. Now, it was a quick storm. But at some point, I heard a commotion outside, and I didn't think anything of it. I figured maybe
Was it a ruckus?
It was a ruckus, yeah. It was a small cacophony. And
Fluffle?
I figured the plastic chairs that we have on the deck might have just, fallen over as they do when it gets windy out. So I, fucked around the house for a little bit. Well, I finally go downstairs probably about an hour after the storm passed. And I notice that the umbrella, my deck umbrella, not only dislodged itself from the counterweight that it is inserted into, which goes through the table on my deck, the thing was effectively cleanly lifted out of it, and the base of it was resting up against one of the windows on my back door. Had there been just enough force, it probably would have gone through the window.
It's a twister. It's a twister.
It literally got picked up and moved and almost like shot through my house. And I realized, hey, you know what I probably should have done? Put the umbrella down. I should have battened down the hatches. So I learned something yesterday.
That you're an asshole? I thought you knew that already.
That's what it was all prefaced with. So
yeah. I'm just more amazed at that thing. Like, unless it blew into someone's yard and they like picked it up and put it back and it just decided, hey, let's just rest it against his door because he's a dumbass. Yeah, I learned something. I will try not to make that mistake again in the future.
That is also a possibility, though, that your neighbors are like, this fucking idiot.
Yeah. I try not to
close their umbrella in a storm, Mr. Gill.
I try not to show my noobness, even though it's been a few years now, my noobness of being a homeowner. But yesterday was, I failed on that front. So, yeah.
It could have been like that beach umbrella that impaled that dude that one time.
What movie did this happen in?
Oh, it happened in real life last summer, I believe. It was like this windstorm that kicked up at a beach, and people's beach umbrellas are flying all over the place. And one dude actually managed to get impaled by one of the falling beach umbrellas.
Oh, Jesus. That is some Final Destination shit right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And then he was driving home, and there was a big giant log on a logging truck that went through his.
Yeah, just a series of unfortunate events.
Lemony Snickets?
So we're stuck inside still, and I've been watching.
I don't know about you. I was fishing yesterday.
Well, Jack is now stuck inside because he's no longer allowed outside because he does stupid shit when he's outside.
Yeah. Well, that umbrella too was wedged against my door, so like when I opened it, I had my hand like outside to grab the base of it so it didn't come crashing down and potentially actually break something. So okay, by my own choice, I'm not leaving the house.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's not much different than the before times, but
by my own hand.
I am watching a lot of TV, and something I've noticed is that the same goddamn commercials pretty much play every break. Every single break on every channel.
Fucking plebeian over here with his commercials, huh?
Yeah.
I know, right?
A plebeian with an
Honestly,
actual
though, it's hard to avoid, especially where they literally give me Hulu for free.
It's true.
Well, now here's the thing. I don't know if these same commercials show up on Hulu. I'm using YouTube TV, right? So it's like, that's just standard television. But I don't know if these same ads show up for example, Hulu. But
they're very similar, and Hulu has the tendency to play the same 3 ads over the course of one show. So you have 80 seconds to 90 seconds of the same 3 or 4 ads, sometimes back to back. Yeah. Oops. Sometimes back to back.
Yeah. It's
been horrible.
I had PlayStation View for a long time, and they would insert their own ads during commercial breaks, and they were typically like PSAs, or there was an ad for a
PlayStation. Don't talk to Xbox players.
Actually, now you jest, but the at least the social media teams between Sony and Microsoft for PlayStation and Xbox, they're actually very cordial, and they will they'll like very regularly retweet each other and congratulate each other on like platform exclusives, like when a big launch happens. It's kind of shocking to see, considering the console wars are still.
Is there a PC Master Race Twitter handle that just goes "fuck you both, I win"?
I think Nintendo also largely stays out of that too, but especially since crossplay has become a really big thing in the last year or so, it seems like the console wars have softened to a minor Cold War at this point.
Cold War, a minor? What? Oh gosh.
So
the PC Master Race would definitely already have everything that they were like patting themselves on the back for, like, oh, good for you, PlayStation, you got 30 frames per second. And then yeah, well, I mean, we all know where that's going.
By the way, the Switch is so far proving itself to be a fantastic system for re-releases of last gen games, like Xbox 360 games, for example. I'm playing BioShock 2 on my Switch, and it runs flawlessly. Now, compared to The Outer Worlds, what I would consider to be the spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas, that just came out on the Switch, and I guess that is a horrific port.
Really?
I guess it's terrible from what I've read.
I was actually considering getting it too, so thanks for that heads up.
Don't get it on Switch. That is, it's one of those releases where the developers just wanted to be able to say, we could put this on the Switch without really optimizing it. It's very scaled back. The visuals are terrible. If you're going to get it on anything but the Switch. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the same goddamn commercials playing all the time. I'll kick it off with one that I've riffed on before on this show, Discovery for Prep.
Not Truvada for Prep.
Truvada was pretty annoying. Discovery takes it to an all new level. Now, I don't have any audio of this because I thought about it and realized that some people might actually get offended if I make fun of the things in that commercial I want to make fun of.
Why specifically is the prep going to be an issue?
But that goddamn commercial is God, just it irritates me every time it comes on, and I think I've timed it. I think it's about 1.5 minutes long, so I know to just mute. I put the sound system on mute for 90 seconds while that plays.
Alexa, mute for 90 seconds. Thank you.
That's actually a clever idea. I wonder if that would work.
I will say that one of the parts I hate the most is you got the guy towards the end of the ad who's he looks like generic 90s cool teacher sitting in the chair, but the chair's backwards.
Oh God, the backwards chair sit.
And he's,
hey kids, I get you.
And he's so passionate too. He's like, words are loud, but actions are louder.
So much louder.
Sorry, Cooper. Cooper was asleep. That woke him up. But
shut up, Dad.
Yeah. So there's that. Two commercials I like, but I don't want to get sick of them, but they play so often. The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in about a week and a half. And on Adult Swim, every commercial break, they play an ad for Last of Us Part 2. And I'm does not water down my anticipation and excitement for this game in the least. And throughout the entire commercial, Ellie is playing on her acoustic guitar a cover of True Faith by New Order for her girlfriend, while they have all these shots interspersed of her fighting infected. So I love that ad, but it's playing so much now that like I don't want to hate it because I love everything about it.
You get
I'm conflicted that you have.
It's that burn rate.
Yep. And then also, my girl Lily is back in the at&t commercials.
Oh yeah.
The chick with the name I can't pronounce because she's like
Melania Weintraub.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
There we go.
Not that I know that off the top of my head for any reason at all.
that chick is stacked. She has some chesticles. And
they're fantastic.
Yep. So she's doing the at&t commercials, and there's two of them.
I gotta say, when she's not on at&t, she keeps it fucking real.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, like fucking scary real.
Yeah.
She's like not is like airheaded, like I don't know, I'm just a model.
She's funny too. She's hilarious. She was supposed to be Squirrel Girl. Yeah, but that show never was it New Warriors? I think it never got picked up. I think they did like a pilot, and it was supposed to be on Freeform, and then for whatever reason, it just never debuted.
Well, initially, what Anna Kendrick wanted was pushing hard to be Squirrel Girl too, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Have a mud wrestling competition to see who gets to be Squirrel Girl.
Oh, I think Lily there's got some buoyancy on her side.
Just saying, it's not going to hurt either way.
Anna Kendrick is like the cat that you put inside of the carrier when you're trying to take it to the vet. And you just see the claws and the hair just going everywhere. Yeah, that's Anna Kendrick. So yeah, there's two different versions of that ad with Lily. One of them, she sounds really excited to be back, and then the other one, she's just like, yeah, whatever. Let's talk about sourdough bread.
I've made my 50th loaf today, so my starter has got its own name now.
So Mike, I will just bring it up because this was your selection here. The ad that it is impossible to not tire of at all, and that is Cars for Kids.
1877 diddle kids.
As you can see, Mike's already provided some commentary on Cars for Kids.
Yeah, I never heard of that Cars for Kids ad ever before in my life. And I don't care when they church it up and try to like go rock out with it. No. Fuck Cars for Kids every day of the week.
1877 diddle kids.
Kids can't even drive cars.
Right?
I fucking hate that ad. I fucking hate every single bit of that ad entirely.
Well, not to mention that they at least the radio version of it touts that you can get a vacation voucher for donating your car, but it's a total scam. It's like it's a vacation to like middle of nowhere Oregon, where they try to sell you a timeshare.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yep. So
I'll just take the tax write-off.
No, I would rather pay more in taxes than earn a tax write-off by giving my cars to Cars for Kids. I would literally park my car in the middle of the Cars for Kids parking lot, torch it with a Molotov cocktail with the rag taped to the side.
There you go.
And then watch it burn. Then give them anything. Like, hey, here's my hollowed out shell. Oh, no, sorry. There's actually money worth in that. I'm going to call a scrap dealer instead and have him pick it up because fuck you, that's hard. Fuck it, hate it. Fuck it. Ah! fucking hate Cars for Kids. I fucking hate that ad.
That's $50 in metal.
I know, it's like a legit amount of metal there, too.
So what is that? Sorry.
It's a legitimate amount of metal, too. Like, I don't want them to get a goddamn cent.
Yeah, it's it's like borderline a scam.
Like literally, if it was the same ad and it was cars for, hot lesbians diddling each other on your phone at 24 hours a day, I still would not give them anything if the ad was the same.
Yeah. I agree.
Bro's like, wait a second.
That's $1 million idea.
Cars for hot lesbians making out with each other and touching each other.
If people make Snapchat Premium, I don't know why they wouldn't jump for that.
Yeah. Can we talk Tinder? I'm trying out that Tinder shit again. Like, what is it? $30 a month for their like top tier subscription? Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to see the disgusting people that liked my profile. Not worth it.
It also puts you on the top of the ratings if I remember correctly. So basically, you got to be like, look, I have enough money to pay for this premium. Please date me.
So what you're saying is you don't want to pay for something, so you just have to, like, as a RPG character, you just have to grind.
Ooh, I like that. Oh, hey, I just got a notification from Zoom saying that we have no time limit on this.
Really?
Zoom typically for them free accounts imposes 40-minute limits. I don't know if this is just a trying to entice me to pay some money, or if this is a hey, everyone's using Zoom now because of the pandemic, so enjoy.
Maybe it literally is, though, a weekend thing. Like, oh, you're doing Zoom on the weekends? Okay, you're fine. Like, Zoom on the weekdays, we got to charge you.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the old cell phone, like prime time and whatnot. Like, after 7 p.m. it's free.
Nights
and weekends. Yep.
Yeah.
901 ring. Hey, how's it going? I can't now.
I hit time on this, but I want to go through the other two ads here that we all hate. So we've got Microsoft Teams.
You can't stand it for some reason.
It's some of the most.
And I know the ad. I know the ad you're talking about constantly, and I don't know. I guess I can tune it out.
Some of the most annoying people, because they wanted to go for your run of the mill from different areas of the world, people who aren't actually actors, and no. Cool. Microsoft Teams works. It's better Skype. Great. Whatever. I'm still going to use Zoom. I'm still going to use Slack.
Yeah, they're basically touting it like something new over here, and it is one of the ones that plays on Hulu, and that's one of the ones I'll see back to back, quite literally.
Back. Yeah. The other thing,
torture. They're trying to grind you down. They're like, hey, Teams. You're gonna use Teams.
Yep.
Just in case you forgot, you're gonna use Teams. Use Teams.
Smoke. What I like about this ad is, even though it's touting the quality of Microsoft Teams, the people who are in the ad, they're all on their webcams and they're all on like low bandwidth settings and connections, because boy do they just sound terrible. I
was gonna say, yeah, the audio is shit. I'm like, they're probably using their laptop microphones from like 3.5 feet away. Come on, guys, you're like a biochemical engineer, head of the team. You're making mid six figures. Come on, get a better mic.
Yeah. So we've got the I guess he's the constable of the police force in London, and this is him talking about Teams with his dramatic pause.
We are running our COVID-19 technology response on Teams.
Cool. You just hate that pause.
I hate that pause, because you see him and he moves away from the mic to breathe in when he does that. But no need for the dramatic pause. And then you've got the lady from the University of Bologna.
I like bologna.
Oh, God. Do I hate this woman? Oh, my God.
It enables us.
Teams has given us the possibility to continue to innovate.
And she's like,
they weren't innovating before.
She's like right up in the camera's face too.
Information stops, except for Teams.
Yeah, right up in the camera's face when she's like she's leaning in as if her life depends on it to talk about what Teams has possibly done for them.
Teams has given us the possibility to continue to innovate.
Ugh. And then you have
I must have seen that ad like, oh gosh, at least 100 times.
And then you have the doctor who trips over himself while he's talking.
I can bring them in. I can actually share my screen and show the x-rays.
Reminds me of one of my favorite strong bad emails from Homestar Runner.
Ooh.
powered by the
20 years old.
Yeah, powered by the cheat. when they do the mile. When this dude stumbles over himself, he sounds like this.
Dear Strongbad, can you run a mile? Seb, the Lodge, Minnesota. You'd better believe it, Seb. I can do cartwheels for a mile. Ready and one and set and go.
In case you can't figure out why I made that connection, here you go.
I can bring them in. I can actually share my screen and show the x-rays.
I can do cartwheels for a mile.
Those x-rays, by the way, generally need to be viewed on like super fancy like 5K monitors. I mean 5K price monitors.
Yeah.
And I don't think sharing a blurry, grainy X-ray over a Teams meeting is going to help you identify anything.
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, those 4 pixels over there in the corner, I'm pretty sure that's cancer.
Dude, just risk coronavirus, put on some PPE, and just stand 6 inches away from one another and show the X-rays there. Don't bother doing it over a video conference. God forbid you get it backwards too.
It was this right leg that we had to amputate. Whoops.
It's that mirror image on the Zoom. It gets me.
Kind of sounds like Coach Z too from that same Strong Bad email.
I can bring them in. I can actually share my screen and show the x-rays.
What's your secret?
So
man.
So I hate that ad. Fro, you don't like the Nugenics ad with Frank Thomas.
Yes, that's another one on Hulu all the time. Like, this dude has like mad muscles, and clearly he didn't get it because of Nugenics, but like this like old little scrawny dude's going, hey man, can I hit baseballs like you can over here? You sure can, man. You just got to get more testosterone in your shit. Fucking, I put this in my Wheaties every morning.
There's one ad that it doesn't play too often now, but it's like Frank Thomas is at the gym and a bunch of women clamor around him to ask why he's so big.
Steroids.
And rage.
I have a
punch the woman.
Penis and balls because of it.
The balls don't even exist. They're just shriveled up little nut sacks at this point.
What irritates me about the ad that you brought up, Fro, is that so it's Frank Thomas and he like accepts an award for having the most testosterone or something. And when he goes backstage, for some reason, there's Doug Flutie and Andy Van Slyke both wearing tuxes, just like Frank Thomas. And then Andy's like Van Slyke just wants to start talking about Nugenics and does this like power pose while he's talking to Frank Thomas. He's like, hey man, my testosterone is so good now.
It wouldn't be if it weren't for you, man.
My balls are so blue. And
I gotta milk myself twice a day.
When Frank Thomas like comes backstage and Doug Flutie comes up to him, Flutie goes to give him like a handshake and it turns into a high five and then a fist bump. It's like It's like the awkward white man handshake. He's like,
I can't figure out what you're coming at me with. I think I don't know where to put my hands.
Yep. And then here's some audio of the of some great banter, some great acting between Doug Flutie and Andy Van Slyke.
I like the competitive edge Nugenics gives me. Hey, me too.
Hey, me too.
Cool, man.
I want to be in this.
Cool, man. You just made like $2 million. Great.
I mean, shit, I'd sell out myself for $2 million. That's good money.
All you had to do was power pose and then say 3 words. And then here's Frank Thomas's gem at the end.
Guys over 40, you need Nugenics Total T, and she'll like it too.
Oh, she'll like it too. Good God.
Fragile masculinity? Take this.
And these are the ads too, where they always put in the middle, to get your complimentary bottle, just text fuck to 6969.
Yeah, who has anyone here ever actually texted a number for that kind of stuff?
I should.
And not even that stuff, but I mean like anything.
I should.
Text this random ass sketchy number.
Remember back in the day, they would text like 453 for your joke of the day.
Oh,
or
yes.
your new ringback tones.
Yes, the free ringtones. Those are huge.
I was like, I'm not fucking doing that scam artist shit.
Yeah, how much did they charge you for it too? It was like $4.99 a text.
Yep.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Was it Jamster? I think was that the name of it. The company.
Yeah, sounds like it.
One of them. There was a few.
Besides Mike bringing that up, I would have otherwise completely forgotten about it had it not been for Grand Theft Auto 4, because you can do that in Grand Theft Auto 4. You can text on your phone a number and you can get like, you know, ringtones for your cell phone, because it was 2008 and that was the thing you did in 2008.
That makes good sense. They really, I mean, GTA captures the time. They're very good at it.
Yep. So there you go. Those are commercials that we hate. Honorable mention goes to Geico.
Which one?
Well,
8 different Geico promotions going on at once.
Like, all right, I'm not a fan of the band Rat, but
oh yeah,
we've got a rat problem.
We've got a rat problem. Yeah, like Rat. Well, no, I wouldn't put it past Rat to just perform in someone's basement just because they need the money.
Round and around.
This is Dick Clark, rocking down to the year 2000, and that was Whitesnake.
We're not Whitesnake, dude. We're Poison.
I thought we were Quiet Riot.
It says here we're Rat.
Yeah. Was it Geico too that also had Blues Traveler? Because they're like, hey, I'm gonna get the runaround, and then Blues Traveler's just playing in this guy's office, and they're playing their song Runaround.
Is that, or is that all? I don't know. I think so.
I don't know. It's
Geico's got like 8. And so they've got 8 different versions of their, like, oh, we've got, you know, the bands things, we've got, you know, the gecko, we've got all this shit. Like, it's literally like 18 different versions of, you know,
right.
Caveman coming back.
And at this point, all the insurance ads are copying one another.
Yeah.
Because Geico has the parody of the guy who can't say Liberty Mutual, and then Allstate is now doing like a really half-assed parody of Limu Emu. And Limu Emu, that's just a cancer on the advertising industry.
Well, if they're copying the Limu Emu for Liberty Mutual, what the Allstate what like the Allstate salamander, like what like what are they doing?
There's an ad where there's president there, whatever his name is, from 24, and then another detective, and they're like investigating something having to do with insurance, but it's got that you know, that buddy cop motif to it. Vibe? Yeah. Limu, was it Limu Emu and Doug?
Limu Emu and Doug, yep.
Yeah. Oh my word. When my when Kate's aunt said it at like Thanksgiving dinner last year that she thinks those are the best ads on TV, I almost flipped the table and left.
And unless you're actively recording on a TikTok, it doesn't count.
Right. Yeah. No, there's only one person that can flip the Thanksgiving family table, and it's that rage video that we play every year. So there you go. I'm sure your blood boils too when you watch these ads. Welcome back, and welcome back, and we'll talk about the pandemic. And in Massachusetts, things are starting to ease up, and we'll see how that goes. We will return.